Hi guys, so this video is going to be about Blu-rays and twin flames and meeting them and how that works. So if it's a subject that you're into, keep watching. So yeah, to start, Blu-rays, they've had their challenges. They're just coming into their power in general and starting to express who they really are rather than trying to live up to other people's expectations and trying to meet expectations in general, and just to express who they truly are and to take care of themselves and to look after their own well-being too, because Blu-rays can be a little bit challenged by getting a bit burnt out. So this of course all affects relationships for Blu-rays. So I'm going to look at a few things here. Most Blu-rays have a tendency to withdraw at times and need that time to be, they need this time to be able to rebalance, recharge themselves, get their energy back up and running properly, and also to mentally process everything that's been going on. So no matter who you meet or who you have a relationship with, if you're a Blu-ray, you're going to need those times just to get back in balance within yourself, because Blu-rays are generally empaths, and that means they take on a lot of energetic stuff from other people. And sometimes there's a need to have a bit of a sift and a sort out with that. They often don't like being in the limelight too much. Quite a lot of Blu-rays are very gifted, but they prefer to be quiet about how they do that. Like being offered positions of leadership, generally they will go, no thanks, I don't want that much responsibility. And that's a good thing, because that amount of expectation could get a bit much unless they're fully empowered, and then they can step into those roles and do it quite well. So it's really important for Blu-rays also to be very honest with themselves when they're having romantic relationships, that they're not deciding that because it's intense it must be a twin flame. Just be really honest with yourself. If you are Blu-ray, you've got the ability to see the good in everybody, but that doesn't mean you have to stay in a relationship that isn't healthy for you, that isn't good for you. So make sure you check in with yourself on that level and make sure that the relationship empowers you. Every relationship has challenges, but if it's more challenges than good times, there's something a little bit wrong. So just make sure you're not with what's termed as a false twin, which generates a false intensity that's not based on a real soul connection, but kind of painful experiences and memories. So you don't want to be going into one of those. If it's a true twin flame, they will not try to control you, manage your life, tell you what to do, or overpower you. A true twin flame is there to wake you up, yes, and they may be honest and blunt with you, but they won't try those sort of tricks. So the biggest thing when you are in a twin flame or even a soulmate relationship is to speak up and tell your partner when you need time to yourself, when you need time to balance and things like that. So these things are really important, because there's just so many twin flames coming together now, and a lot of people think it's like the holy grail and it's all going to be wonderful, but it has its challenges, because intensity can feel quite overwhelming, and Blu-rays being quite sensitive, it can feel exceptionally overwhelming. So most Blu-rays will meet their twin flames in this lifetime, because they came in to kind of pave the way for the indigos and the rainbow children and the crystal children. So spiritually they're ready to meet their twin flames. There's the odd instance where that doesn't happen, but their twin flame will still be in the spiritual realms working with them anyway. So but in most cases, most Blu-rays will meet their twin flames in this lifetime. And this can be challenging for Blu-rays because it is very intense. It's a very powerful connection, and it can be a little bit overwhelming. So it's important to go slow, take your time, don't rush yourself. And if somebody's pressuring you too much, just pull back a bit and get your own balance working better for you again. So, you're not sort of losing track of who you are and the whole connection. So take your time, go slow, check in with yourself, communicate about where you're at and how you're feeling, and be very open. And this should work quite well to help you to grow to be more, not to give up who you are. So don't ever allow yourself to be kind of cornered into a situation where you're being asked to give up your values or who you are, what you believe, your spiritual beliefs and things like that. That does not need to be. So yeah, that needs to be quite strong. Oh, here's Miss Feeney. So yeah, if somebody's trying to tell you what you believe or who you are is rubbish, I don't think that's likely to be your twin flame. They may ask you about it or they may disagree with you, but they won't put down who you are. It's just not how it works. It's really important for blue rays to be very clear about expressing where they're at in relationships and in love, whether it's with a twin flame, a soulmate, or somebody who's neither of those. It is absolutely crucial to be able to say how you feel, say where you're at, and to make it quite clear to the other person. And if the respect's not there, then that is an issue. But it's about loving each other, not suffocating each other. It's not about smothering each other or controlling each other. It's essentially about loving each other, being committed to that love and to your growth. And they need to be committed to their own growth too, because otherwise it's a bit of a lonely journey. And empowering each other to grow and to be all you can be. So yeah, those are really big signs that you've met your twin flame when that's happening. Even though other things may be a little bit wonky at times, those key factors are really important. And for blue rays, it's just so important to stay true to themselves, because there's this real tendency to lose themselves in relationships, to lose their own focus, to lose their own path, and to kind of merge into other people's. And that is because energetically they connect so much with the energies around them. It's almost like, yeah, if they're with somebody all the time and don't have time to themselves, that other person's energy will become part of themselves, much like empaths. And blue rays can lose that focus on who they are. So, and that's not how it should be. Yes, it's lovely to say we should be one and that twin flames are one, but they're still individual expressions and need to be that, and to have their own growth going on and things like that. So look after yourself. If you've met a twin flame, yes, it will be intense. My cat's attacking something in the loft. Yeah, it can be intense and it can be overwhelming. So spend some time outdoors in nature, keep grounding, do things that make you really become present within yourself. Bring your breath and your awareness back into your being. If your energy's out there connecting with everybody else's and, holding hands, so to speak, just breathe deeply back into your belly and bring your focus back into yourself, and that will allow you to return back to who you are and to, find that clarity again, because, it is such a huge thing. But, it's a magical time for blue rays to come into their power, to meet their twin flames, to connect with each other and wake each other up. So I see it as a very wonderful and positive and empowering time. And it's about being true to yourself through that journey. The time of total isolation, I feel, for many blue rays is over, but that doesn't mean they have to give themselves up. It means that they can share their lives in whatever way works for them. That doesn't mean you have to be joined at the hip, and that doesn't mean you have to give up your own interests, friends, or life. It simply means that you're there for each other, you're connected, and you honor that connection. So, another one that some spiritual people get into is like, open relationships and things like that. in most cases where I've observed that, it doesn't tend to work that well because one person ends up unhappy. So unless both parties are very, very comfortable with that and very happy with that, I wouldn't recommend it. I think, sexuality is a very sacred, special sharing of energy, and to me, sharing it with too many people isn't really that beneficial. So, yeah. But you need to make your own mind up about that. If you're with somebody and you're both happy to do that and you are open about it and comfortable with it, well, then that's your path. But it's not for everybody. But yeah, just being there for each other is the key. Loving each other, but allowing each other to be yourselves. So, yeah, that's about my ramble for blue rays and twin flames. Just my thoughts that have been floating through my head recently. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Please comment below about other things you'd like to know about blue rays, because people are saying they would like more videos on blue rays, but I'm not quite sure what kind of knowledge they're wanting access to, what they would like me to cover. So please do comment on that. And I'm also going to link my other videos about blue rays and I've also got some about twin flames in my list. So lots of love, everyone, and I'll see you in my next video.